Moke and friends. Welcome. It's Friday, October 8th. I let me I am Midland Moke today. You may be asking yourself, why and what and who and how are you Midland Moke today? When I lived in Midland, I was on the bullshit, and today I am on the bullshit. I know there was no notice that there was going to be a show today. I like to move like that sometimes. Okay. I'm not going to have a long show because I have nothing prepared. But the power of the pod gods compelled me to do something. And you know, I never try to, what's the word, oversaturate or do a whole bunch of whatever. But then I had to remind myself, I said, Midland Moke, this is your platform. Do with it as you like. So here I am. I am drinking my world famous Chardonnay, Brightland Chardonnay. And today I am not drinking Sprite, but I picked up the new berry lemonade sun kiss. Seems to taste okay. But I mix it with my Chardonnay because I mix things. I mix kids. So obviously I mix things. Great show I had last night, right? Last night was a great show. It was good. Now I'm realizing the premise of Moke and Friends, as you know, I was rapping. It started off as a mixtape that would have features every track, somebody different every track. 20 tracks. I got maybe 6 tracks deep into it. Then what happened? I started watching Netflix and was it IFC? It was something, but Marin was on Netflix. I know I've told this story before, but some people have not heard it. If you are new to the show, welcome. Marin was on Netflix. Marin is a show about Mark Marin, who I call him the pod god. All right. He is the pod god. Basically the show, he's a comedian, but the show is about, how he got into podcasting, him just podcasting. He's still podcasting to this day. He's like maybe 1 or 2,000 episodes in. He's been podcasting for probably one of the pioneers. But he was potted from his garage. Like, I mean, this nigga has potted everybody. Like he's even had Barack Obama in his garage pot. Funny thing was, watched the show. I got the idea, like, hey, I should podcast. What will I call the podcast? Moke and Friends. Because my mixtape was gonna be called Moke and Friends. And so there you go. Funny thing is, I didn't listen to Mark Maron's podcast probably maybe 4 months after I started podcasting. I was just only watching TV show. Never really cared. I think I started listening to him after Barry was on there, Barack Obama. I call him Barry. But after Barack Obama was on there, that's when I had him on the show. I mean, that's when I started listening to his podcast. And then around that time, too, Joe Budden came out with the Out in his podcast later. I got on that probably 10 episodes, like on his 10th episode. And so I've been on that ever since, you know what I mean? And just seeing people grow, do everything, fall off, blow up, all types of shit. And there's little old Moke. There's me. I remember I was talking to Moses the other day, and I said, man, when people, because people always be like, what's your niche? What's your show about? I tell people my show's about whoever the fuck is on the show, to be honest, because it was an interview based show. But if you followed my rap career, I had this series called Random Moke. I was the random rapper that rapped about random shit, whatever. And I realized it. My podcast is just random. Here we are today. I would like to take it slow today, take my time. Cause like I said, there's no structure in today's show. It's not gonna be an hour show. Might be 20, 30 minutes. I just, like I said, the power of the pod Christ compelled me to talk to y'all and give y'all this pod. If you know me, I went from being the podcast guy who was very, very no. When I first started podcasting, I was consistent as fuck. Podding every Sunday, releasing every Monday. I did that for 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. And then my daughter passed away. And then it got shaky. And then I became the inconsistent pod guy. Right? Moved to the islands. And the islands, I probably maybe did no more than 10 pods, maybe out of the 2 years I was out there. So I was still inconsistent because I was living an island life. I was going down the wrong path. I was a cokehead. I was a weed head. Well, there was a time in the island where I quit smoking for a year. The money was right. But came back to Texas. It was COVID started. I was living the dream. I had bread. All I did was drugs and make beats. Cocaine, weed, ecstasy, shrooms, acid, and make beats. I became a hermit. That's where I learned to make beats very good. Taught myself how to play the piano. But in that time, I got invited. Shout out my boy Andy. I got invited to do. I think I did his pod, the Rap Hour, but then the blah 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 Marry Me pod, I did that one, and then I started doing a little bit of podcasts with my roommate at the time, or I would have like little versus party. Man, we had some crazy versus party. I remember, which one was it? It was like the R&B. I think it was who did Erykah Badu go with Jill Scott? It was one of them, and there was like an R&B one that was big and had this shit going. My homegirl Brene was there, Dude was there, Josh was there, not Moses Josh, but my roommate Josh. Sometimes Money would make an appearance, Give would make an appearance. And I did that, but I did do it consistently. You know what I'm saying? Now, fast forward. Man, sorry I'm fucking with the mic, man. I'm in Austin now. Buddha. And then January 1st rolls around because I came in Austin September, October. January comes around. I tell Moses, Moses. And Moses started with me, to be honest. Moses was my camera guy the first pod. That's why when you see the first logo, the stick figure logo, and you see the dreadhead guy, which was me because I dreaded at the time, and the guy with the camera, that was Moses, the guy I work with every Monday. But he was my camera guy. He believes in the kid. You know what I mean? So we we do our thing. Sometimes we bicker at each other. It is what it is. But so I told him, like, hey, I'm gonna start this podcast shit again. I want to be fucking consistent. So January, I told him, yo, January, that's when I'm, that's going to be the season 6. That's where we at. It's crazy. Oh, rewind a little bit. Before I went to the islands, After my daughter passed, I went to Midland. Midland Moke. Went to Midland, and I did my tour of duty out there. And I talked to. It was cool because if you know me, Midland is like my second home. That's where a lot of people are really fuck we live out there. And my baby girl live out there. My daughter live out there. And my daughter was on the show. My little EJ, she was on the show. And that was like maybe like a 10-15 minute episode because she was only like 3 or 4 or some shit. So she liked the idea of it, but once she got behind the mic, it was different. So I did some pies over there. I was pieing at Ernie's place, and it was great. I remember I was supposed to pie my boy Gunna, Philip Mendoza, aka Cashmere, and I remember I was on that shit, boy. On that shit. Go to his crib and forget my motherfucking microphone cords. If you know me at the time, I was using condenser mics. You know, now I have beautiful dynamic mics. They're great. Very expensive dynamic mics. So these are kind of dynamic mics, right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't quote me. But if I'm right, quote me. So boom. So I'm in Austin. I say, Moses, I want to start this shit up. Got the SoundCloud. I'm on SoundCloud. Oh yeah. And my Moke and Friends audio shit, you can go all the way back from 6 years. The catalog is like maybe 200 some episodes. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Apple, wherever you can find podcasts, Moke and Friends. It's on Apple, Spotify, all that shit. So you know, my first episode, I had Stacey Shay. I met Stacey Shay from Smack's podcast, Black Tea Talk. And because she would always call and she would go back and forth. And I was like, yo, I like this chick. I want to get her here and talk some shit with her. Had her on before I started doing the video shit. Cool. Had my boy Muggsy. And visit my sponsor, penmanshipclothing.com. Tell the Moke Man sent you. But had Muggsy. He was my second one. It was still audio. Right. And so that happened. And then I remember Smack, shout out Smack. He had there was maybe four or five of us. And he wanted to do like a little powwow thing. It was like me, Miss Annette, Nikki, Cynthia, Stacy, and Smack, I think. And then he gave me the link. Oh. So I was gonna start doing a video. No. Yeah, he gave me the link, and I went. And it was in StreamYard. So I'm like, okay. Now we're in this room. And it looked like Brady Bunch shit. We're all there. I'm like, whoa. So we're talking, whatever. So then I tell myself, yo, COVID's going on. A lot of people don't want to meet because there's some people who didn't want to meet. You know, they're like, how, we can do it, whatever. So I was like, we can do Zoom. All I want to do is Zoom, man, a boom. So then I had my sister on. This is my first Zoom. Cool. It went great. Went fucking great. And then I had my boy C Fresh. Free C Fresh, man. That's a Midland nigga. Oh, that's a nigga. Free C Fresh. Had C Fresh, then had Anastasia. Then I remember talking to Smack, and he was like, what are you trying to do? Blah blah. And I was like, man, it's COVID shit happening. I might just have to, do the video shit. Sorry, I wouldn't like do the video shit. Cool. Which I use StreamYard. I personally, I don't like little, we use the free shit, you know what I'm saying? They put the little logo shit and blah, blah, blah. I don't like that because it was like this. You see that up here? Right there. It was like that. And that's free. I was like, nah, I want to be able to have my shit. I want to have my shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to have my shit. So I paid for it. I don't use it anymore. That's my favorite logo. But I paid for it. I'm going to keep it up there. And then I said, Mokers, now's the time. You could reach out because I met people in the islands, all this shit. So my first pod off of this, when I became Mr. Consistent, was Nick D. Shout out my boy Nick D. It was Nick D. It was a trial and error episode, but it was a great episode. Then I said, all right, let's get the ball rolling. My homegirl Henry Bricks from the islands, she's a sex worker. I said, yo, you're a sex worker. Is it cool if you come on my show and we talk about it? She said yes. That point, let's fucking go. That point let me know I could get anybody on this motherfucker. What did I start doing? Using my connects. My homegirl Kai, semi-famous singer out in the UK. I said, yo, girl, we met her when on the first lockdown at South by. And I actually have a podcast with this audio podcast. But it's funny because that podcast, I had to leave. I was at where I was at, but I left the podcast early because I was very drunk and I ate shrooms at the beginning of the podcast. And so I like to trip. So I was like, yo, I'm out. Y'all finish this shit. So good thing I had my two Grox's brothers with me. You know, Will smashed, of course. Why shouldn't he? You know what I'm saying? So I had her. So I hit her up and I was like, yo, Kai, you know, I want to have the international shit, whatever. And she was like, yo, I love fucking being on your podcast. We were all fucked up. Now we can get on there and talk some real shit. This is February. So I was like, cool. Now, mind you, I pod out of my garage. And I was going to lie or whatever. But no, I pod out of my garage. And like, if it's hot in here, it's hot. If it's cold in here, it's cold. I got air conditioning here. This is February, right? She lives in UK. So I'm like, I'm gonna accommodate my guests. I podcast, I meet my guests at 7:45 p.m. Monday or Thursday or Tuesday or whichever fucking day. And we go live at 8. So to do that for her, I had to fucking that's when I was like, yo, this felt like a job. Cause I had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning because the time difference. So and it probably wasn't that time there, but it was the time that was suitable for her. So I'm like, yo, I get up at 6, meet you at 6:45 my time, 7 o'clock, we live. Nigga, nobody watched that show because it was fucking early. But it's cool. It's cool. Everything in archive, baby. So I did that. And again, wow. Wow. Let me pour a little bit. Brightland, cut the motherfucking check. Quit playing with me, nigga. I'm joking. You know, I've had a couple of people be like, yo, what type of wine you drinking? Where you get it from? I am not ashamed of nothing. I am not a wine connoisseur. I'm a liquor connoisseur. I actually started liking Chardonnay this year from the pod. This is I get this from the fucking Dollar General. It's $3.50. My girl's like, yo, you should buy the wine from HEB. I went to HEB, looked at the wine selection. I was like, yo, this wine is $12. I'm pretty sure good wine costs more money. No, I'm not finna pay top dollar to nigga. If it can give me wait. If it could give me do about it? Actually, we said 2 curse words. So, let me take this Midland Moke thing. Moke and Friends History. I'm going to call it that. MnF. MnF History. Like that. So then the gears just go. The gears go. People that I looked up to, people I wanted to fuck with while I was rapping, do all this shit, that never gave me a time of day when I was rapping. And I was a good rapper. I didn't suck. You know, before my daughter passed away and I was doing this pod shit, people started telling me, yo, you're like an outlet for us. Little do people know, Austin Hip Hop Awards, what year was that? 2016? 2016 or 2017. I was on the committee. And if you know me, you know I'm the nigga who be trying to put niggas on. My niggas on. I got on that panel. They said we met at like Chili's or something. And we was like doing who we think, whatever. I said Timothy the Great, Jake Lloyd. Who won that year? Jake Lloyd. I'm not saying that that came from me, but I told them like, yo, this nigga is doing his thing. See, because what I'm realizing, man, I quit wanting people to be for the people, like how I'm for the people. Because everybody's not the same. Everybody has their own agenda, and that's fine. That's fucking fine. Have your own agenda. That is fine. But young Moker, I'm for the fucking people. As I told you last night, you know I'm filming a show. Shout out me, man. Shout out me. Like, yo, I got a gig off of this podcast. I'm in show business off of this fucking podcast. Thank you. But yeah, I got a gig off of this shit, right? It's a talk show, you know, but I made sure that I could at least put 2 people on, right? I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm always looking out. And one thing me and Moses had to talk about, because he, you know, I'm not quoting, but it was something along the lines of like, yo, you can't try to put everybody on. And that's true, because there was one show. Look, this is what happened. So y'all know I got the Patreon, right? My daughter, I don't know if my daughter, my baby mom, but I feel like it's my daughter. But I feel like she put my baby mom's like best friend onto this show, and you know, she became like a fan. You know what I'm saying? That would hit me up at the shows. We'll talk about some shit and be like, yo, and I'll ask her what she think. And then she'd be on my Patreon and shit. And then one day I was like, "Would you want to be a co-host?" Because we bouncing ideas, we kind of think the same, whatever. She's a white chick, she cool. She's like, yeah. So like, and the beauty, gift and the curse, is that she's a stay-at-home mom, right? Happily married, everything good. So you know, we would talk throughout the day about shit, different topics and whatever. And I was like, yo, this is how I'm gonna be coming at you on the show. Not disrespectful, but I'm gonna talk to you like I talk to my niggas. Cool. I got her on one show. It was me, her, and Dala. But Dala, I had me and her on maybe the first half of the show, and then we brought Dala on the second half of the show, and he gave like a real quick DBZ Dragon Ball deep dive. I need to have him on. Dala, come on, man. You're supposed to be the Marvel guy, Dala. I've watched Carnage or Max or Venom and Carnage. This nigga will see it. We could talk about it because people like our movie reviews. But anyway, so that happened. Had her on. Cool. It was a great show. And then, like, maybe 10 at night, like a couple days later, I get a text. And it's from her. And so here's the thing. I always respect boundaries, and I set boundaries, whatever. So once I saw that she was texting me at that time, before I even opened, I was like, yo, she about to not be on the show no more. She was like, yo, blah, 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 shit came up. I got some family issues, whatever. Like, sorry, I wish you best of luck. Cool. Can't do the show. My response to shit like that, word. Like when you tell me you can't or you're not feeling something, I'm not finna be like, what? Why? Huh? I mean, unless it's like just a super duper match made in heaven, but I'm not finna be like, oh, what? Why? Word. Nigga's life. You know, people get mad at me that I'm like that. They say I'm dismissive. I'm not dismissive. I'm just a nigga, and I hate to use this, but I'm just a nigga who lost his daughter in front of my eyes. My daughter died. So shit doesn't bother me like it bothers the next person, or I'm like, I get over shit quick. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking everything's peachy. Then come to find out, like, I hit her up the next day, but then she blocked me on every fucking thing. And I'm just like, I'm going back through messages. I'm like, yo, I ain't say nothing crazy. Whatever. But I was talking to my nigga Moses, and Moses was like, see, Moke, that's why you don't try to put everybody on. No matter, just because y'all good. I'm like, nah. I was like, yo, she was a stay-at-home mom. She was white. Not talking shit, but I'm pretty sure some Midland ass white oil field nigga is not trying to hear his wife talk about a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then she hit me. She was like, you know, whatever. I can handle some shit, family shit. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm not tripping. But in the back of my mind, because I'm not gonna ask, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, bitch, why you blocking me from everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is. Anyway, did that bother me? Yes, it did. It bothered me. It didn't make me want to stop, but it just made me be like, man, because I was like, yo, this is somebody who was definitely down with the shits on my show. And this is before Moses started being on the show. And I was like, this is definitely somebody who's down with the shits on my show, whatever. And you know, sometimes I don't want to interview because I every interview I try to be respectful, right, to my guests, because some of my guests ain't finna get on here and just play around with me. You know what I'm saying? Like how I be playing around. You know what I mean? And I've even had some guests that, you know, work for the government, and it's like, yo, we can't mention this, whatever. So you will see some episodes where I'm not even cursing, and I'm cool with that. I don't even know. I forgot my fucking point, but basically, I started being consistent, and then I started taking this shit more serious, where I'm not gonna just put anybody on this motherfucker. I'm not. Out of, say, 300 episodes, I probably had two episodes. I'll say 2 episodes where it didn't go my way. It still happened, still went through it, but I knew, like, damn. The first one, this was back in 2016. The first one was because my nigga, I was gonna have him on the show. It was cool. I was like, yo, we finna have some weed going. We finna be drinking. What'd he do? This nigga brought his girl. And that's fine. I don't care. I talk reckless wherever. But I could tell his energy was different. He wasn't trying to talk about some shit. I'm never gonna put niggas in a situation that they don't, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna fuck a relationship. But I can just tell how he was moving, how he was doing it, and I was just like, damn, this would have been a great one. I didn't get him on again. That was 5-6 years ago. The other one, I mean, it's on record. I'm not gonna tell you which episode, but it's on record. Because in that episode, I was like, hey, I give my guests, I give them my talking points. I ask them if there's things they want to talk about, want to mention, whatever, and I review everything. That's why I meet 15, 20 minutes before the show. But throughout the week, I whatever, we get shit right. This guest gave me topics. He specifically said, yo, here are my topics. All right. I brought up these topics. They got one-word answers. Can't pass that way. So I asked him, I'm like, bro, you giving me one word. And the episode's still up. And I was like, you giving one-word answer, whatever. And he's like, oh man, I just picked, I didn't really want to talk about that. This was like 30 minutes in the interview. I said, yo, we can end this right now. Like, we ain't gotta waste each other's time. We can end this right now. Because I was like, you gave me these topics, and I'm asking you, and you're giving me one-word answers. We're not gonna do this. And this is why I tell people, I had to do this the other day, and I had to tell myself, like, yo, it's okay to do this. It's not a Hollywood thing. When people tell me, hey, I want to get on your podcast. Let's podcast. Let's do whatever. Hey, I'm free now. And I felt bad, but I said, yo, I'm not trying to be a dick, but this is my show. So I'm going to schedule it how I want to schedule it. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of shit going on right now. I'm filming this show. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing other shit. I'm being a fucking dad, So I'm not finna and I try to tell people, like, yo, if I haven't reached out to you and you're reaching out to me, I appreciate it. And I will put it on the docket, and we'll figure out a date. But if you're reaching out to me, then cool it, because it's not on my mind. Because the people who I've had on my show have been on my mind. There's some, my boy Norman, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of my favorite people. I had him on my audio shit, and I've been trying to get him on the show for like 4 months. And he was like, nah, I ain't have shit, blah, blah, blah. And he finally said, yo, let's set a date. Cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with working on people's time, but you're not finna hit me about the blue and be on some Hollywood shit. I'm ranting. This shit is really good. I got another one too. There's another new one they got, but it's like a cherry lemonade or something. But this berry joint ain't bad. But I mean, I'm drinking with the Chardonnay. I feel like I'm getting old because I quit smoking blunts. Right, I smoke joints, but now I be smoking like one fat fucking joint a day, and I be good. Maybe 2. Well, back in the day. Oh, to all our loved ones lost. Happy birthday, still Mo. You my guy, Crack. You my nigga, Rosario, baby. I love you. My grandparents. Shit put Harry in nuts, huh? Shout out Kevin. Kevin Smack calls him his day one. Kevin was not my day one, but I will call him my day two. Because Kevin, I haven't asked him to. Kevin's a fan. And I asked him to be on the show because I heard him. I found out about him on other podcasts. And he calls it very knowledgeable, and his conspiracy theories is right in my alley. But I got some other people because I want to talk some conspiracy theories. Chef's kiss. I want to. I'm on it. Let me slow down. I said this show wasn't going to be an hour, so I'm not because I just get wrapped up in talking. Don't forget to visit my sponsor, www.penmanshipclothing.com. Purchase something. If there's a box to say what's up, or if you can email contact and tell him Moke sent you. He might have a discount for you. I'm still waiting on the promo code. I talked to him the other day. Whew. So that's happening. I'm gonna take a Snapchat picture. Follow me on Snapchat. Let me see. So I don't give you no fake ass name. Let's see. Sorry, sorry. If y'all are with me still, I love y'all. Shout out Annabelle, man. Shout out Annabelle. That's my nigga, man. What's my Snapchat? How do you find it? Like, I need to know my handles, but I don't. So I'm a wash nigga. How do you find your shit? Moke and Friends. That's Moke and Friends with a Z. Pretty sure the same thing on Instagram, all that shit. I had something I want to talk about. I did. It is still Majin season. I am still on demon time. Oh, I don't know if y'all seen this, but this is my Rosara tattoos. Rosara, too beautiful for this earth. If you were at her funeral, you saw that too. But I might get out of here. Might go fuck with my kids, man. Thank you for your time, man. I was just rambling. Let me give a couple shout outs. Shout out Moses, shout out Gibbs, shout out my mom, shout out my kids, my girl, my friends, Annabelle, Lua, everybody in the island and shit. Kevin, man, everybody watching, Mr. Net, Auntie Annette, But I'm finna get out of here, man, because I remember I told y'all that I wasn't gonna smoke before our podcast. You see how talked I be because I don't be smoking, but I'm about to roll me a fatty. Maybe go chill with my neighbors. My neighbor is from Ohio. This big white chick, she cool. We be smoking together. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Yo, if y'all fucked with this and y'all are still here, thank you. ACL, man, I want to go to ACL, but not trying to get COVID. But it is what it is. Smoking friends.
Ratchet nigga alert. Ratchet nigga alert. Ratchet nigga alert. Ratchet nigga alert.
Peace.